I have been sitting with this question lately, and honestly, it's been kind of bugging me. It's one of those things you try to push to the back of your mind by staying busy, but it always just finds its way back when it's quiet. The question is, do you actually love success or do you just love the idea of it? I feel like if you even clicked on this video, you already kind of know the answer. Like deep down, you felt that little bit in your stomach. It's probably the second one. You're in love with the idea. Honestly, that's okay. I don't think it's a bad thing. Even though we are told it is, I think it's just a very human thing to do. Most of us don't actually want success itself because the reality of success is heavy, it's stressful, it's a lot of eyes on you. What we actually want is the feeling we think success is going to give us, and that feeling is powerful. You imagine your life being different. You imagine yourself being calmer, less anxious, more respected, more secure. Maybe you imagine the money or the freedom of finally being taken seriously by people who doubted you. And just imagining that version of your life, it feels good, like genuinely good, but your brain releases all these dopamines just from the thought. No work, no work required, no risk. And that's where things start to get really complicated. Because the thing is, imagining success feels productive. It's a trick. It feels like you are doing something. It feels like you are moving forward because you are planning or visualizing your future, but you are not. You are just thinking. And thinking is important. Don't get me wrong. I love a good deep dive, but thinking without any direction or action just becomes a trap. I think this is why so many people feel stuck without knowing why. They aren't lazy, they aren't incapable of doing the work. They are just literally addicted to the fantasy of the finish line. The fantasy is so much cleaner than the reality. Reality has resistance, reality has confusion, reality asks questions back at you. So the brain chooses the easier path. You imagine, you daydream, you replay these scenarios where you have already made it, and your brain goes, okay, cool, we are good now, we felt the win. But nothing actually changed in the room you are sitting in, right? You are still in the same spot, just with a temporary success high that fades the second you look at your to-do list. When we talk about success online, we talk about like it's this universal thing, like it's a math equation that looks the same for everyone, but it really isn't. For some people, success it's money, for some it's power or validation, for some it's just rest. Like finally not being exhausted all the time, being able to wake up and not feel like the world is crashing down, but the internet doesn't show you that version. The internet shows you the aesthetics, it shows you your dream apartments, perfect 5 a.m. routines, dream bodies, dream careers. And when you see those images again and again on Pinterest, on Instagram, in these aesthetic vlogs, something happens to your brain. You start wanting things you never actually questioned. You start adopting a version of success that wasn't even yours to begin with. You're just chasing a vibe instead of a life. You see someone traveling, so you feel like you need to travel. You see someone working a certain job, so you want the job. You see someone living a certain lifestyle, and you're like, yeah, that's it. That's what's missing, right? But do you really want it, or you just want it because they have it and they look happy in that 10-second clip they post? There's a huge difference between genuine desire and just imitation. And the internet blurs that line constantly. It makes you feel like you're falling behind in a race you didn't even sign up for. You start chasing things out of fear, out of a need to keep up, not because it actually aligns with who you are. And this is so exhausting, right? It's like trying to run in someone else's shoes. They are never going to fit quite right, and you are just, going to get tired way faster. The people who are genuinely fulfilled, and I'm talking about the people who are actually at peace and not just visibly successful, they usually know something very specific. They know what they want their days to feel like, they know how they want to wake up, they know how they want to end their nights, they know what kind of stress they can handle and what kind they absolutely can't, and they know their priorities. And most of us, we don't. And that's not because we are behind or we are failing, it's because no one teaches us how to figure that out. We are taught to chase the win. We are not taught to define what the win actually looks like for us personally. So people chase a vague image instead, a mood, a lifestyle, and then they feel confused when the motivation doesn't last. Motivation is a byproduct of alignment, and if you aren't aligned, the tank stays empty. As a creative person, I have noticed this in myself a lot. Like, a lot. I love the idea of success. I really do. I love imagining myself being stable, being safe, and being respected. And I realized something kind of uncomfortable the other day. In all of my success fantasies, the core, the actually middle of the dream never really changes. It's always feeling secure, feeling free, feeling aligned, and feeling okay in my body. And what changes the details, the money, the numbers, aesthetics, and those things are interchangeable, right? They are just different costumes for the same feeling, and that made me question something. Maybe I don't want success the way the internet defines it. Maybe I just want alignment. Maybe I'm just chasing the stuff because I don't know how to get the feeling. Thinking about success gives you dopamine. It's easy. Working towards alignment, that gives you discomfort. It's hard. So your brain picks the easy option every single time. You imagine the outcome, you imagine being seen and validated, and it feels like progress, but it isn't. Thinking about doing something and actually doing it, completely different experiences. You can imagine starting a YouTube channel for years, literally years. You can imagine the milestones and the comments, but if you never actually post a video, what is that imagination really doing for you? It's just a way of avoiding yourself. It's a way of staying safe in the potential version of you instead of the real version of you that might fail or look silly. I think this happens because a lot of people don't actually know themselves. They don't know what they value or what they are actually willing to sacrifice to get what they want. Because every success has a price. And if you don't know yourself, you might end up paying a price you can't afford. Success without self knowledge is hollow. It looks good from the outside, everyone else is clapping, but it doesn't hold, it doesn't make you feel better, and you end up at the top of the mountain you didn't even want to climb, looking at a view that doesn't move you. So maybe the question isn't, why am I not working hard enough? Maybe that's the wrong pressure to put yourself on. Maybe the question is, do I even know what I'm working towards? And if the answer is no, honestly, that's okay. That doesn't mean you're behind. It doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means the work right now isn't grinding or hustling. The work right now is clarifying, and that kind of work doesn't look impressive. You can't make a hustle culture edit of it, but it's the most important work you'll ever do. It's the difference between building a life you like and building a life you just want people to see. Maybe you don't love success, maybe you love the idea of it, the feeling of it, the escape it promises from your current life. And maybe the real work is slowing down long enough to ask what kind of success would actually make my life better and not just look better. That's it. That's the whole thought. I just wanted to say it out loud because I have been feeling it and I figured maybe you were too. If it made you pause for a second, if it made you feel a little more honest with yourself, then that's enough. That's a win.